There's nothing better than finding a great watch at a great price, whether it's a diver, a field watch, or a chronograph. Today we're taking a look at 8 affordable watches that are packed with great specs and tons of style. There's a lot of small watch brands that come and go, with some earning praise and recognition, but few find the kind of instant success that Kuoe has. They're a really cool Japanese-based micro brands who's only released a handful of watches, but the ones that they have are total home runs. Their watches are packed with attention to detail, thoughtful designs, and solid build quality that reminds me a lot of Grand Seiko. Obviously not at the same level. Grand Seiko is in a multi-$1,000 price range, but both are great examples on what Japanese watchmaking is all about. Well-executed dials, detailed finishing, and tons of style. The Oldsmith has that classic field watch design and great specs. Bright Swiss Superluminova, a really wearable 38mm case, a nice domed sapphire crystal with clear AR coating, and the NH38 automatic movement. So you won't have that ghost date window since this caliber doesn't have the date function. Oftentimes with affordable watch brands, they'll buy a large quantity of NH35 automatic movements to save money and then use them in all kinds of their watches, even ones without a date window, which is cost effective but a little bit lazy and not the best impression. Aside from the cool British military layout with the thick numerals and large hour and minute hands, I like the 2 straps that the watch comes with, and how thin the case is. At just 12mm, it allows for a nice slim profile and wear comfortably. The watch looks like it came from the past and totally nailed that design. There's just the right amount of style without taking away from that tool watch feel. All Kuoe watches are assembled in Kyoto, Japan, so it gives them a lot of control over QC. The Oldsmith is priced at $565. Keeping that tool watch theme, but in a very different layout, is the Heartlander from Dryden. A really stylish and versatile 3-hander that's available in a bunch of awesome dial colors, so there's definitely something for everyone. You might not be too familiar with this brand, but they are legit. Their watches are assembled and regulated in the US. The clasp has a new on-the-fly micro-adjustable system and uses the Miyota 9039 automatic movement instead of the common NH series, which I do prefer a bit more, although both are definitely workhorses. Something about this watch just has super cool vibes, regardless of the color. There are though some nice standouts like the Perrier green, blue and crimson, and the goldfinch. Even the others look great, so depending on your preference and how vibrant of a color you like, they got you covered. The specs are great with solid protection, a double dome sapphire crystal with AR coating for great legibility, 100 meters of water resistance, a perfectly sized 38mm case, great for an everyday gata. And the bracelet is really impressive. Has a bit of that presidential design with more rounded look, and as mentioned, it features an on-the-fly adjustable clasp to help get that perfect fit without needing any tools. One of the reasons why I prefer a Miyota caliber instead of the NH is because of how thin they are, allowing the watch to have a much slimmer profile. Specifically with this watch, it's just 11.2mm. Super thin, super comfy, and adds to the overall appearance. The rest of the details also add to the quality. The crown has cool details, the polished chamfering along the edges of the case adds a refined touch of style, and the drilled lug holes help maintain that tool watch aesthetic. Just a total banger, and the price is $575. I absolutely love Tissot and find their watches to really dip their toe in that luxury category, but still offer them at affordable prices for all that you get. When they released a perfectly sized Seamaster in a 40mm case, it was love at first sight. The bigger brother comes in at 43 by 12.7mm. Nothing giant or anything like that, but it is a bit bigger than I typically like to wear, even on my 7-inch wrist. That 40mm case has a thickness just under 10mm, so it will look really great and wear even better. The glossy blue dial and matching bezel looks absolutely fantastic. It's sporty, a little bit dressy, and all around a great tool watch with the rugged rotating bezel and brushed accents. There's just something about the date window at the 6 o'clock that I think slaps. I always prefer it over the 3 o'clock, and I don't know if I'm in the minority here, but I just think it adds to a cleaner, more symmetrical look. It's also been framed, keeping things classy and fine-tuned. Powering the engine is a super accurate Swiss quartz movement, so you're looking at accuracy of only a couple seconds off per month, if that. There's also 300 meters of water resistance, a really well-made steel bracelet that features contrasting brushing and polishing, as well as a sapphire crystal to help protect from scratches. I think anyone who's tried Tissot can confirm the quality of their watches, and if you haven't, you should definitely give them a try. The price is $475. Changing things up quite a bit is a cool retro racing-inspired chronograph that has a fun, playful use of colors and really great specs. The Vaer RS1. This watch has that bold 1970s style that stands out from the crowd, but not over the top or trying too hard to look cool. I think the black dial is a great backdrop for this little splash of red, yellow, orange, blue, and white. There's definitely a bit of flair going on here, but I think it's balanced and executed really nicely. Powering the little engine inside is one of my favorite movements, the Seiko Mechacort's VK63. It's super accurate and gives the chrono hand a sweeping motion, adding a nice visual. As far as the dimensions, the watch has a great size for a chronograph. 40 mm in diameter, just under 12 in thickness, and the total length is 48. Great wrist presence. On top, protecting the fun dial is a flat sapphire crystal, which has been given an anti-reflective coating, so legibility will be on point, and also has 100 meters of water resistance rating. The black rubber textured strap was a great choice for the style of watch, keeping it sporty and definitely really comfortable. It also comes with a khaki fabric strap, which is always great to have options. Switching up the strap gives a watch a totally different personality. Vaer is approaching their 10-year anniversary, and I'm a big fan of the brands. My experience has been positive, and they also have a great reputation in the watch community. They have a great variety of watches aside from this racing, retro-inspired chronograph, and this one is priced at $249. There's no denying Casio is one of the leaders of affordable watches, and for those that are looking for something a bit more in both quality and specs, the Oceanus line is really hard to beat. Their solar radio-controlled watch has a ton of great features, some of which you might not expect from Casio. First of all, I'm talking Zaruto polishing, which is usually just found on higher-end watches from Seiko's premium brand, Creator, and also the best of the best Citizen watches, so it's awesome we can enjoy this level of finishing at a much more attainable price. Aside from this high-quality finish, the watch is constructed in titanium, so it will be a lot more lightweight than steel, making comfort even better, and it's super strong and scratch-resistant. A win-win. Inside the engine is a tough solar power that is radio controlled by multi-band 6. Timekeeping will be incredibly accurate, and it also has a perpetual calendar with automatic DST, ensuring the date is accurate without manual adjustments. Really cool tech that's packed into the watch. The case is also a really wearable size. With a diameter of 41.5, thickness is only 10.5, and the total length is just a smidge over 45.5. This is one of those watches that gets a ton of love from those who own it, with a lot of praise given to the precision, durability, and unmatched finishing at this price point. This is a much more expensive Casio than you might be used to, especially comparing to some of their digital watches or their iconic Duro, but don't let the price tag fool you, this watch is really incredible. The price is $453. Timex has always been known for making well-made, stylish, and dependable watches, but there's something about their newest releases these past few years that have been really special. One of which is this Waterbury automatic dive watch. There's so many cool little details that really elevate the design to the next level, and the specs are solid as well. The steel case, forest green dial, black bezel, and brown leather strap is a recipe for success. This watch has that classic timeless dive watch layout, but executed in a very Timex kind of way. With the Waterbury logo on the seconds hands, the skeletonized hour and minute hands, and the nice finishing the Waterbury line is known for. It also has tons of functionality with that rotating timing bezel, along with the day and date window. And the 100 meters of water resistance, it's an awesome go anywhere, do anything watch. Powering the engine is a great go-to automatic movement from Miyota. The lugs slope downward nicely, adding to comfort, along with the 13 millimeters of thickness. Something about the design that has a bit of an old school, almost vintage look that I really like. Gives the watch a ton of character. The hour markers are a bit chunky and filled with lume, and the dial has this sunburst effect, giving it a bit more depth. It's a great watch from a great dependable brand. Interestingly, this watch is no longer available on Timex's website, so I'm not sure if it's discontinued or just going to become a little bit harder to get, so definitely keep that in mind. The price on Amazon is $262. One of the most popular Seiko watches recently has been the Solar Speedtimer, and it makes sense why. Not only is solar-powered watches super convenient and accurate, but this watch hits hard in the looks department, whether it's the black or white dial. The details, the specs, the build quality, this watch is really awesome and one of my favorites from Seiko the past few years, which says a lot because they release some really awesome, great looking watches. And yes, I recently made a video discussing the current climate of Seiko watches and their increased pricing strategies, but that aside, this is one of those watches from the brand that is well worth the money. It's inspired by Seiko's first precision chronographs that were developed for sporting competitions in 1964, and it provides measurements of up to 60 minutes of elapsed time in 1/5 second increments and includes a split time function. Using a light source to power the watch makes your life a lot easier with no battery change required and the 6-month power reserved when fully charged. There's a lot of great details of this watch like the black tachymeter bezel, the sweet black or white dial, and the 3 sub-dials that include a 24-hour indicator and date calendar. On top is a curved, anti-reflective coated sapphire crystal, and it also has a 100 meters of water resistance rating, so there's lots of protection. It comes equipped on a nice 3-link steel bracelet, which definitely pairs perfectly with the overall design, but feel free to throw it on just about any strap, like leather or NATO, because it looks great on anything. It's just one of those watches that's a total home run. It retails for $695, but Amazon has it available for $556. The very first Swiss-made watch I ever bought was from Hamilton, and it didn't disappoint. Since then, I've purchased many other watches, including this Khaki Field. There's just something really charming about this design, the tan faux patina on the hands and numerals that really caught my eye. The dial is packed with a lot of nice little details, which is one of the reasons why Hamilton is such a respected and popular watch brand. You get a lot of the benefits that you'd see on a luxury watch, but at a more attainable price. And the close-ups really show what I'm talking about. It's a sector dial with the inner portion executed in a slightly glossy finish and the outer portion done with a textured circular pattern that adds a lot of depth and separation. It looks cool and helps with legibility, separating the 24-hour track with the hour markers. And then the circular applied lume pip at each numeral is another awesome addition that takes it all to the next level. It's all filled with a generous amount of lume, and with that date window at the 3 o'clock, this is a great daily driver. The crystal is made of sapphire, the movement is a super accurate Swiss quartz caliber, and the case comes in at 40 by 9.6. Yeah, super thin, another great benefit of this watch. It wears comfortably on the wrist and looks really great because of that slim profile. Even the date window is framed and color matched, keeping a clean, cohesive design. Could you imagine if this had a white date window? That would really throw things off quite a lot. The rest of the details are impressive, especially the polished on the fixed bezel and the vertically brushed case that has a lovely satin finish. The price is $595. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at 8 watches that all come in at under $500. Definitely let me know which was your favorite, or if you're kind of a half-empty kind of guy, which one was your least favorite. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.